Shrek. Dear Heavenly Shrek, thank you for this day. Thank you for our many blessings. Thank you for always being by our side and always helping us through the hard times. We love you and we love your essence. Thank you and God bless. Bye-bye.
In Shrek's name,
Amen.
we pray.
Amen. Welcome back, everybody, to Talkin' Shrek. We have a very special episode today of Talking Shrek. If you are watching with us, set your minute marker to 7 minutes, 50 seconds.
I'm going to take a really high level. We're at 6 minutes, 59 seconds.
Okay, sweet. Set 6 minutes, 59 seconds. But before we get to that and introduce our special guest, how was your weekend, man?
Man, I'm just tickled green to be here today.
Me as well.
Oh, man. I'll tell you this. There was a bunch of bullhucky going on in my life.
What's going on?
Did I not tell you what happened with Fiona?
Well, we were on the phone last night. I don't think you brought it up.
Okay, no, I don't think I did. So, Fiona, my 9th grade child, got suspended from school.
Ain't
that a crapshoot?
What happened? What'd she do?
Classic story. You've heard it time and time again.
Yeah, kid stuff.
Turns out we had the same 9th grade English teacher.
Mm-hmm.
They said write a book report on a book that inspires you.
Yeah.
Of course, I still have my book report on Shrek from 25 years ago.
Right.
We're not going to not reuse it.
Hey, you could have called me for one of mine as well. I do one bi-monthly.
Okay. So, how would I know, Mr. Chappell, that b-hole was still working there?
Right.
Let alone would he ever remember mine. So he brought me in and said, your daughter blatantly plagiarized this report.
Wow.
This is unacceptable. And I said, you know what is unacceptable? For my daughter to have anything less than an A. Yeah. For anything less than an A, we take things out of her room, integral things. Mm-hmm. We're taking her doors off. We're taking her carpet out, the windows, socks, whatever. Yada, yada, yada. Child Protective Services comes
life
by.
Is a true life.
Yeah.
You know who else is disciplined? Shrek. Anyway, sorry to interrupt you, man.
Yeah. So we won't be seeing her for a couple weeks. Child Protective Services came by. I think it's all routine. We'll be fine. Maybe she'll be fine. I'm not sure. How about you? I feel so selfish talking about me.
I'm doing great, man. Our last night, our nightly call.
Yep.
Went really well. The night before, our nightly call went really well, and the night before that, our nightly call went really well. I mean, what else do I have to say? I'm having a great time, and I love talking to you.
Where's Laura nowadays?
My sweet Laura is still at her mom's. And Laura, if you're watching this, please come home.
Come home.
I miss you.
He misses you.
Honestly, Laura, if it's the kids you don't want, give them to your mom. I don't care. I just want you home. I love you.
Childless love, man. They say it's the most pure kind.
A childless love is pure because you have more time to do things that revolve around Shrek.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I tell you, sometimes my kids get on my nerves. I just want to throw them out the dang window.
Yeah, and that's probably why they're in Child Protective Services.
Maybe for the best,
yeah,
right?
You're right.
Hey, I don't have to get up early anymore. I don't have to get anyone off to school.
Right. Except for on Wednesday when we do an early morning Shrek 3 rewatch. But I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, we're here. I think we're ready to go. Unless there's anything else you want to add to the intro. Let anyone know anything. If you had any thoughts for everyone over the weekend.
Oh! How did we forget? Shrek was just indicted into Library of Congress.
Shrek!
Live on forever. This is real news.
This is real news, and you know what? I think the reason it was indicted into Library of Congress, now, I don't want to seem like I'm on a high pedestal here, but what are the chances we start doing a Talking Shrek about the depths and the genius of Shrek, and then what? 1 or 2 weeks after
they're brought in. Yeah, did we strum up enough waves to really get this to the forefront of Congress?
I'd say our 1 million followers would say yes.
Yeah. Because I don't know much about Congress, but there's at least a baker's dozen people in there.
Mm-hmm.
So the majority of them would have to know about the good work that we're doing here.
Well, Senator Sean Rogers, his son is actually a huge fan of our podcast.
Yeah.
So
okay,
maybe he stumbled across his son watching it. He watched it and was like, "Hey, I have all the power in the country.
Brought this to the high courts, the committee. I don't know, maybe executive letter decision."
And you know what? There's a lot. We're not going to go into politics, but Donald J. Trump is a huge Shrek fan. So he might be a big reason, and one great thing that he's done is maybe getting Shrek into the Library of Congress.
Maybe we can get him on here.
Yeah, I'll email.
Hey, Donald, if you're watching, he's watching. We'll have our people call your people, and
we'll have our hey, Mitch. Make sure you listening? Yeah, make sure you try to get in touch with Donald Trump's people.
Yeah, I think it's Donald J. Trump at hotmail.com.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
That kid, dude.
All right, man. Well, that's great news. And you know what else is great news?
Oh, man. I am just...
Our special guest. So, without further ado...
full-time actor, part-time Foley artist, all-around good man.
Viner, influencer, part-time Sizzle employee. He... has had many acting jobs, one of which was a mannequin at H&M for part-time, I think.
At the Dinky Daffy Mall in North Jersey.
Yep. So he's done a lot of work. He's been around the block. His name is Nick. Nick, come on in here,
Welcome,
bud.
Nick.
Thanks for being here, man.
How you guys doing?
Good.
We're doing good.
You good?
You good?
Sorry about that.
No worries, man.
You can just move the chair. There you go. You okay?
Yeah.
Was that acting or was that real?
I want to let you guys in on something. That was acting. I know how to sit in the chair. I've done it a million times
I
before.
thought you were a grade A klutz coming in
No.
here.
Yeah.
I have sat in a chair many times before.
How many chairs do you think you've sat in your life?
Thousands.
Me too.
No doubt.
Probably
Hands down.
10 times more than I have.
Probably.
Nick, tell us about you. We are so excited.
You're an actor and Foley artist, right? I
Yeah,
think those are the big
You've listed
two.
a couple of things that I've done. Some
Yeah,
other
you sent
things.
them over, yeah.
So, I am Nick. You might know me as Jackie Saffire. Okay, I do a lot of projects under that name. It's not my birth name, but it's a name. Okay.
Jackie Saffire.
Yep. Don't forget it. So I'm an actor, a voice actor, comedian, writer, producer, magician, stunt double, viner, influencer, stunt double, a thespian. I mean, anything that puts a smile on your face, I can do it.
He can do it.
Yeah. So,
I mean, you can look at it. This is kind of just conversation. You can.
Yeah, you don't
This isn't
actually. It's not live, but I mean, you can talk to us, or I mean, it's just a conversation.
Hey, what do I know though about showbiz?
That's
Other
a good
than our
point.
million subscribers.
Other than our million subscribers and our slowly growing bank accounts, what do we know?
There was 10 million. Is that a lot? My agent said
Well,
there
at
was
our
10
current
million
trajectory,
subscribers.
that might be in a few days.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gaining about 6,000 to 7,000 followers a day. Thank you guys.
I do want to say, anybody out there listening, you might notice a couple different looking guys. I just wanted to give you options, okay? If you want the gruff, badass millionaire playboy, you got over here. If you want the nice heartthrob, you got right here. Okay?
Oh, I thought that was just like a Hollywood, New Jersey, cool, like actor thing to do.
A lot of people think that. No.
But it's actually a character.
No, it's not a character. It's to show my diversity, You got the clean, good-looking young man or the gruff,
Yeah.
kind of badass.
Cool.
He's
Yeah,
dynamic, man.
It's cool. He lives it. He's truly living it. So
yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So, now that you kind of know his background and how our weekend was, I guess if you're at minute marker 6:58, 6:59,
6:58, straight as a crow flies.
I think we're gonna just dive right into it. So go ahead and hit play now.
And Nick,
Yeah.
unload your wisdom, your expertise. We're going to break things down. We're going to get into the mud of all
We got
this.
some good questions for you. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
why don't you recap where we're at here, Julian?
Yeah.
Okay, so as we know with the film Shrek, somebody once told me
The world was going to
Roll me.
roll me or roll me.
Yeah.
Roll
I thought
me.
it was own me.
We keep coming back to this.
Yeah, anyway, so we're through the swamp. Shrek's there. He just met Donkey. He realizes all these fairy tale creatures are being put in cages and essentially taken from their homes, sold for
Next to nothing.
Next to nothing, and then put. We don't know where they're actually put yet in the episode. So that's about where we're at. We're going to be at minute mark 6:59. It's right when Donkey meets my hero, Shrek.
It's a good movie.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, let's go ahead. Stop it right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we see the soldiers run up. Donkey's a little scared. Shrek, I don't see a hint of fear in Shrek's eyes.
He's been on this path before. He's battle-born. He's got thick skin.
Right, really, this is the second
literally, probably. I can't imagine bathing in mud and in natural minerals every day, not literally having at least
like 2-inch thick skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd need to.
You would have to.
What we also notice is, where does Donkey immediately go? Where does he find that sanctuary and solitude? Behind his gigantic, muscly, rippling, swollen, jacked back.
Place you both under arrest and transport you to a designated resettlement facility. Oh, really?
You in what army? So badass.
You and what army?
He literally had an army till minutes ago.
So badass, man.
So, okay, I think we're on the same page here. Go ahead.
Yeah. The shield there that kind of fell over.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Spinning.
The noise it made. It made an
Would you make that with a real shield, or how would you?
No, you would not use a real shield. Essentially, what you would do is
Would you use like a symbol? Like a
no, you wouldn't do that.
like kind of like do this?
No, you wouldn't do that.
Would it? Like this? Like with this, hold that symbol like this?
Yeah.
How would you do it?
How would I do it? Oh, I would just do it with my mouth. Just kind of like. Yeah,
So kind of like a wind vibe.
Kinda. If you want to know more about that, actually, you can follow me at Twitter. Nickerino is my handle. Let's continue.
Go follow him.
Everyone go follow him on Twitter at Nickerino.
Yeah, thank you.
So badass, man.
Classic Donkey, dude.
See something?
Classic.
Listen, you was really, really something back there.
Really, really something.
Are you talking to
Huh?
me? Yes, I was talking to you. Can I just tell you that you was really
This is
great
where we
back
really
there?
start to see their dynamic. There's comedic give and take. What do you take from their voices?
They're both doing really, really good accents. Obviously, Mike Myers, who plays Shrek, he's doing a great European accent.
Oh, Europe.
Yeah, I actually have something to add to that. When Mike Myers was learning to do the voice of Shrek, as we know, he is what's the word? He lives the life of the person he's going to portray.
Method acting.
Method acting. Thank you, Jake. So Mike Myers actually lived in a swamp in northern Italy for 4 months prior to the filming of Shrek, wore the garb, wore Shrek's
Put on what was it,
little
100,
vest,
150 pounds.
put on 150 pounds or so.
Had his legs extended at least 7 inches.
Had a great plastic surgeon in Hollywood who actually extended his legs, so he stood about 9 feet tall.
Wow.
And bathed in mud. I mean, what else can we say? He lived as closely to Shrek's life as he could in order to prepare for the role. So that maybe.
And I feel like, and I'm not the expert here, so give us the inside scoop. I hear that coming through in his voice. I hear that knowledge and that wisdom.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
Absolutely.
I am Shrek.
Yeah, I mean, being on the inside of the industry, I know some of these stories, so I can verify that what Julian here is saying is true. Okay, I can verify that, being on the inside. So yeah, I mean, that's why Shrek is one of the greats. I mean, both of these actors here are really putting it all when they're doing the voice acting. You know, not only are they using their voices, they're really putting their whole bodies into it. You know what I mean? Like, if you were to see them behind the mic, there, he's really into it. Like, Donkey, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
And yeah.
What are some ways that you can use, how we can use our bodies to really throw our voice and just create that grit and that power,
That passion.
that passion?
Put on 150 pounds, you know?
I'm almost there. That's why, no reason else.
Yeah. I think if we, I mean, honestly, man, if you could give us some, maybe a quick tip on how to really get in the zone and do one of these voices, would you mind doing that for us?
Absolutely. So it's something that takes a lot of practice, you know?
I heard you have to like try to like manipulate your throat, like
Put your throat up and closed like this, and then I'm a Cookie Monster.
or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's different techniques, you know what I mean? Really what I try and do is close my eyes, go look in the mirror, and just imagine the face looking back at you is the character. So if I were Donkey, for example, you're not who you are, you're Donkey in that moment, you know? Now speak.
So, I'm a donkey!
There you go.
Shrek! Can I stay with you?
That was pretty good. See?
Yeah.
That's
So
really
you're saying
that's really all it takes. Anyone can do it.
you're you, but you're acting as, you're imagining what it would be to act as if you were this thing.
I guess I never thought about it like that, but yeah, that's one way of putting it. Basically, you know, I'm a donkey, Shrek.
Yeah.
Like
was really good.
the more you do it, the quicker you can get it. Right then, you probably couldn't even catch. I closed my eyes, saw the mirror, and then I said, "I'm a donkey, Shrek."
So when you act, you're usually closing your eyes.
In my mind, yes, I usually take a second. All it looks like is a blink, but I'm actually closing my eyes and imagining a mirror in front of me.
So like time slows down and you...
Have you tried it just having a real mirror in front of you?
I have tried doing it with the real mirror.
Okay.
It doesn't quite work the same, you know?
Okay.
Because the thing is, you're trying to get an out-of-body experience, right? That's really what acting is. Okay? Little industry secret, I'll let you know. You want to have an out-of-body experience. So anything that puts you in this reality is actually going to stunt your acting ability. And I don't mean stunt like, you know,
Stunts?
jumping off a cliff.
Yeah.
I mean stunt as in like...
I know exactly what you mean by out-of-body experience. When I was 4 years old, my dad had a beloved bottle of gin that he actually got from his great-great-grandfather. And me being a little kid, I didn't know. I dumped it out on the carpet, was just messing around playing with it. You know how little kids are. And he choked me so hard that I had an out-of-body experience. I sat up, I left my body. I saw my 4-year-old body laying on the floor as I floated towards the ceiling. And then as I floated towards the ceiling, I heard Jesus say, "It's not your time, go back." And I actually came back into my body. And my dad was like, "I thought you were dead." And I was like, sorry, Dad, I'm not dead.
Yeah.
So I know what you mean by out-of-body experience.
Yes, you would have just had to have been there, huh?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
And let's stomp a little further into this swamp.
keep stomping.
Let's get muddy.
Those gods, they thought it was all of that. Then you showed up and bam!
Bam!
Tripping over themselves like babes in the woods. See that really made me feel good to see that.
Oh, that's great. Really?
Man, it's good to be free.
Now, why don't you go celebrate your freedom with your own friends?
But,
Not a
I'm
land
happy
friends.
friends.
Okay.
And I'm not going out there by myself. Hey, wait a minute, I got a great idea. I'll
I
stick
took with you.
No friends.
No.
Desperate for a friend.
Yeah, desperate for friends.
He's the only one that has not been revolted by his odor, by his stature, by his off-putting color.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, he gravitates towards him and wants to be best friends.
Right. At this point, everyone we've seen has been terrified of Shrek. And then Donkey's introduced, and he's almost like such an innocent creature, almost like a little puppy dog, just like doesn't realize that Shrek has a very dark past and can be a little rough around the edges, I could say, sometimes. But he really seems to connect with Shrek immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can you speak to that, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, Eddie Murphy's a great actor, you know. He's one of the greats. I mean, me being about right up there with him, you know. Like being like, you know, I'll stick with you. His voice going higher like that.
Wait, could you do that again?
I'll stick with you.
Did you hit play
Did you
or
hit
did
play?
you do it?
No, that was me.
That was you?
That was me basically doing the mirror technique like I told you all about earlier. Anyway, follow my Instagram, Nick Rules with 2 Z's. Check it out. You'll like what you see.
Let's keep rolling.
You a mean green fight machine. Together we'll scare the spit out of anybody that crosses us.
Not afraid.
Not afraid. Again,
That was
re-solidifies. He
brilliant.
doesn't
Now,
see
my
him
fans,
for
if
him.
that don't work, your breath certainly will get the
He doesn't
job
see him
done.
as a monster.
You definitely need some Tic Tacs or something. 'Cause your
So
breath
to that point, do you think Donkey is some sort of maybe median, even if he doesn't realize it, that he can actually see into the soul Shrek, not just the
See
outer shell?
intentions, he can see emotions, he can see soul.
That he's actually maybe a good guy deep down. Subconsciously, maybe Donkey's seeing that.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get a median in here, or give one a call and ask her.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point you just made. You know, I mean, he's displaying his emotions more than just on the inside. You know, he's outwardly expressing, which is a really, really good acting technique. And boy, the animators did a good job. They did a good job with this.
Yeah.
They did. It was ahead of their time. I mean, if you look on Shrek's face, we can see stubble, we can see a 5 o'clock shadow, you can see his big, luscious eyebrows. There's even
fat
little liver
sausage
spots.
fingers.
Yeah.
Why are you
It is really good, and
following me?
all the shadows are right on
I'll tell you
point.
why.
Yeah. When was this made? By the way, was this pre 9/11?
It was close. So this was
Came out about
within
the
months
same
of
time.
9/11. So you could say that. Yeah, that was a hell of a time for America. There was a
Sure
lot
was.
going on within those
Yeah.
couple of months. I'll never forget. I mean, where were you when it happened?
Oh, me, I was. I remember I was in school, and
You went to school?
Yeah, my mother pulled me out,
Oh, yeah.
and
I would too.
Yeah, she took me home, turned on the TV. You know,
Yeah,
it
as
was
soon
on
as
TV.
it happened, we pulled all our kids out. We took
Wait,
them out.
Yeah.
you watched it on TV?
Yeah, it was on any channel that you flipped on. It was on any channel basically. I mean,
How'd you?
How'd you... s-
Okay. Well, we saw it in theaters.
oh,
Well, okay, so TV. What?
I mean,
How did you feel about it, man?
it was. I mean that day changed me forever,
No,
as
that's
well
true.
as the rest of the world.
That's
you
where
know?
our relationship started, man.
Yeah. It
Wow.
changed my life, and I loved every minute of it. I couldn't, as soon as the event started, I just couldn't take my eyes off the screen.
I was
Absolutely.
jumping for joy. I was happy with everything that was happening. I was thinking, my life will never be the same, and these millions of people, and we're all the better for it.
I mean, my mother was crying. She was just
We
bawling.
were crying too.
We were crying too, yeah.
This is an adaptation we've been watching for a while. You know what I mean? This is something we've wanted to unfold in our country for a long, long time.
Yeah, I was waiting years for something like that to happen, and when it happened,
It was explosive.
I said thank you. Yeah, it was very explosive.
It was very,
Thank you to whoever is responsible.
I mean,
for showing this to us.
The second time it happened, it was even crazier. You know, it's like the first time, it's like, you know, that's what sparked it all. And then the second, it was just...
you watched it back to back? Are you talking...
you watched it twice?
You watched it twice?
Yeah, it happened twice. I mean, if you were...
Well, we watched it twice, but...
Yeah, twice.
We just
stayed.
Theater, yeah.
We stayed.
Yeah, but they were different times,
it was on
right?
again.
They were different times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it usually goes.
It's crazy. Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember Howard Stern was talking about it. He was like one of the only people talking about it, which I thought was crazy.
Yeah, Howard, everyone was talking about it. As soon as it happened, everyone was talking about it.
We saw him there. Mm-hmm. Or a look-alike.
And we dressed as Shrek and Donkey when we watched it. Did you
dress
dress
have
up?
Stuff like that before?
Did you dress up for it? Or did you?
I didn't dress up for it, no. No, I mean...
Big mistake.
I suppose so, but, you know...
Wait, you weren't happy that this happened?
No, of course not. It was one of the most devastating events that's happened in American history.
Don't ever say
the
Shrek films are devastating events ever again.
No, I'm not talking about Shrek.
The hell would you be talking about?
I'm talking about 9/11.
Oh, you must have thought we were crazy.
I thought you were a little bit crazy. Yeah.
No, we're talking about Shrek.
Getting ready to just.
You're saying you're talking about Shrek.
Yeah, we were talking about the release of Shrek.
We're talking Shrek.
Okay.
Not 9/11.
Guys, I apologize to all the viewers, all the listeners. We were talking about something else. We're talking Shrek here. If you're just tuning in, we're talking Shrek.
Remember when we went to go watch Shrek again in theaters on 9/11? That pimple-faced usher said, "Go home. People are mourning. My aunt died in the buildings." And you remember what we said? We said, "You son of a bitch. How dare you? It has been 24 hours since I've watched this motion picture. Open the doors, let me in, or I'll kick your patoot."
And then he was like, "No refunds for you."
And then we snuck in the back door.
Yeah. Yeah, watched it on our phone. Because it wasn't playing, so.
Nice.
Anyway,
but the country really came together. I think that's what we're getting at.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I saw it in theaters with my grandmother.
Okay.
So,
big deal. Let's keep rolling.
'Cause I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me.
Pipes, man.
My problems have all gone. There's no
It's almost like a sax.
Doesn't he kick it up an octave right here?
Yeah.
But you gotta have friends. Stop singing.
You know, a lot of people use auto-tune these days, but no auto-tune there.
Was that? You think that was really Eddie Murphy? They didn't bring in.
That was 110%.
They didn't bring in like Ricky Martin or.
Oh well, before the movie, Eddie Murphy is what's the word? He lives the life of the character.
Method acting.
Mm-hmm. Method acting. Thank you.
He did that.
He lives the life of a character. Before 4 months before the movie, he actually lived in a swamp down in Louisiana, and then in Ireland with Shrek when the parts. Anyways, he lived there for 4 months. He walked around like a donkey. He ate hay. He did donkey things. The whole 9 yards, and that's how I think. He
right. Well, you would have to, because how does one sing like a donkey singing in a human voice?
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly. Living a donkey's life for as long as it takes, really. Whether that's a month or 4 months.
How long would that take?
I mean, I've heard of guys doing it for 2-3 years. Yeah. I mean, if you're as good as Eddie Murphy, you can do it in 4 months, which he did. But yeah, I've heard of guys doing, horses, donkeys, ferrets, whatever animal it might be, for up to 2-3 years.
Yeah, now that I think about it, there are a lot of films with animal characters.
Yeah. I mean, think of any animal in any movie. Someone had to prepare for that role.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. Anyway, beautiful voice. Let's keep rolling.
Donkey, take a look at me. What am I?
Really tall.
Really
Really
tall?
tall.
Really tall.
Really
Again, I love it. Looks past the stature, looks past the odor, looks past the mud, looks past the homemade clothes.
Nope.
Really?
Really, really.
Really, really.
Oh, man, I like you. What's your name?
Shrek.
Shrek. This is the first time we hear Shrek's name.
Say
in the
his
movie.
name, and it's funny. It sounds like there was almost the connotation of a question mark at the end.
Shrek.
Yeah.
Shrek?
What would cause someone to really just not feel totally confident in bearing their own name audibly to somebody else?
Yeah.
I think, comes down to self-confidence, when your mother tells you can't amount to anything, and, your dad leaves, and your brother's just peeing on you, and, your grandmother leaves you at the theater,
Yeah.
and, I mean, being alone.
Are you acting? Or is this genuine?
I don't know how to feel.
This was acting. All right. Follow me on Vine. It's Picnic with a K.
Picnic.
You heard it here first.
Nice, dude. That's why we got this guy. We knew he was going to be good.
Yep.
Dude,
I was almost about to cry.
I better write about this in my Shrek diary tonight, man.
Right.
This is moving.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's just a little taste. If you guys want more, follow my Instagram at Skittles King. That's my Instagram name, okay?
Thank you guys. Go give him a follow.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for
Thanks for having me.
Yes, but Shrek really does have low self-esteem.
He's pretty
I think
alone.
that's the point you were
He's
trying
pretty
to-
alone. Yeah.
Well, you know what I like about you, Shrek? You got that kind of, I don't care what nobody thinks of me thing.
Yeah.
I like that. I respect
I strive to
you,
not
Shrek.
care. I care so much what people think of me.
Woo,
Yeah.
look at-
When I was in prison, I joined so many different gangs to blend in with my surroundings. MS-13, Bloods, Crips, Aryan Nation. I cared so much what other people thought about me, even the color of my own skin. Let's move on.
Jack, who's going to live in a place like that?
That would be my home.
Oh, and it is lovely, just beautiful. You know you are quite a decorator. It's amazing what you've done with such a modest budget. I like that boulder.
That is a nice boulder. One quick thing about that. That's probably the biggest, universally known line of any movie across the globe.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's just the time.
Is there symbolism behind the boulder, I think is what I'm getting. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No,
But I think there's a lot more layers to this than we're giving it credit for.
Right.
I don't think it's not just because it's a very catchy line. It's
So you're
memorable.
saying it's just not comedic timing. There's...
I think there's an underlying emotional tie that most people connect to with seeing that boulder, right? What are boulders usually associated with? Weight. They're your rock. They're what keep you steady. They're what keep your feet on the
foundation.
ground. A foundation. How firm a foundation.
And if
Must-
you notice the rock, it's cracked. It's broken. Look. Foundation.
Little discoloration.
Foundation broken.
It's weathered.
Wow.
Weathered, broken, in pieces, foundation.
And funny
rock.
enough, we don't know how much of the boulder is not above ground.
That's true. It's like when rocks are like icebergs in many ways, 90% of them are actually hidden under the earth.
I mean, if you think about it, the world's just a big rock, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wrong. It's
Yeah.
like 80% water or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
I don't
I
know.
wouldn't know.
It's a good line. It's a good line.
Again, we see the signs, stay out, keep out.
That he made for himself. He's rejecting those around him. He's keeping himself safe with these barriers.
I hate it when you got somebody in your face, you try to give them a hint, they won't leave, and then there's that big awkward silence, you know. Can I stay with you?
What?
Can I stay with you?
His voice going up there. It's pretty good.
Of course.
Really?
No.
Oh,
Please, I don't
what
want to
a zinger, dude.
Classic.
Well, maybe you do, but that's why we gotta stick together.
It's almost
You gotta
like
let me stay, please.
Shrek is lacking a little bit of empathy.
Yeah.
I mean, Donkey obviously was thrown out of his home. His own mother, or that old lady, his caretaker, whoever that was, is selling him to Lord Farquaad. And this poor, sweet creature has nowhere to stay. And Shrek almost immediately just shoots him down. No, can't stay here. You think he's built up so many walls that he's not letting anyone in.
Anyone. Even the one guy that was rooting for him, that saw through his gnarly, disfigured, ugly, hairy, stinky, muddy facade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
One night only.
Ah, thank you. What do you no? Oh, this is gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manless stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles. Oh.
Could we just take a minute to appreciate it? I have had waffles every weekend since this movie has been released. Every weekend.
And not just once
funny.
on the weekend. He eats them from
For every meal.
He counts Friday as the weekend as well. So Friday, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Saturday, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Sunday, breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll meal prep some throughout the week.
Yeah.
Especially leading up to our weekend rewatch of the trilogy when we get together with our families. So I guess one could argue I actually have a little bit every day.
Yeah. Well, meal prepping's great. It keeps you from buying fast food. It helps you maintain a healthy diet. So, if you're looking to meal prep, we recommend do you have a certain brand you use for your
Are
waffles?
you doing homemade?
Crusties. We do Crusties and then just the generic, obviously, green food dye that we add into it. There's a Smucker's very green jelly green syrup that we drizzle over it. You got to have it authentic.
Huh.
Nothing.
I mean,
nothing fancy.
you making these? So you making it in the mix, and then you pouring it in like a waffle maker?
Yeah. So the shape of
waffle
Shrek's
maker?
head. Yeah. Have you?
Yeah, he's
No,
a
they
Shrek
I didn't
waffle
know they
maker.
had those.
You didn't see him in Hollywood or Jersey or?
They don't have those there.
The waffle makers?
Have you,
No,
how
I've
would
never
you-
seen them at the Wawa. Never ever.
Well, the Shrek waffle maker we both own, they only made 100 of them.
Yeah, so he
Oh,
gets
wow.
it. He gets it every third and fourth weekend. I get it the first half of the month. Hence the meal prepping. When he has custody of it for the last half of the month, I'll go ahead and make at least 5 or 6 dozen to stock, keep in the freezer.
For the day.
I have some pocket size. Everyone loves a good pocket waffle. Not just this pocket, like the pocket you have above it where you keep your pennies, unmentionables, condoms, chiclets, whatever. Keep a couple in there. Everybody loves a good pocket waffle.
It's about the size of a small quarter.
Small doubloon.
A small doubloon. Small, yeah.
Which reminds me, I have it in my trunk to give to you.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, we'll just meet up.
Okay.
We'll walk out together. Yeah. Well, let's keep stomping.
Oh, where do I sleep?
Outside!
That's cool.
I guess that's cool. I mean, I don't know you, and you don't know me, so I guess outside is best.
Sure.
So does Shrek think he's a dog or something? Does he not realize he's a donkey and donkeys sleep in the house?
Yeah.
Good night.
I think.
Oh, wait. I wanted to bring this up. If you just heard that, you can go ahead and rewind it if you want a couple seconds. But the door slams shut. There's a very specific noise that they use for that. I don't know what it is, but that's why I'm asking you. What noise do you think they used for the door?
Would they build a replica of this door to get it authentic? How would you make this sound?
Oh, you asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Foley guy.
Yeah.
Just kind of look
A
like
door
you're
just
looking at
like
him.
this.
Yeah. This door.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I understand. So what I would do is basically, it all comes down to technique, right? So you got to get this really nice microphone, okay? Mm-hmm. So it's a really nice one. It's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
It's called an SM57, made by the company Shure. Sponsor me, please, if you're hearing this.
Yeah, isn't that the mic Joe Brogan uses?
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of mic he uses. It's probably not as good as this mic. But this mic, because this mic's about $100. What you got to do, imagine this is a book, okay? You could even use this, okay? The technique comes down to getting the microphone right next to the pages, okay? Kind of like this, and then you just kind of open it and just... Then you just take whatever one sounds best. You can kind of, maybe mess with the technique of the mic
Line
a
it
little
up
bit.
with the door.
How many takes would you take to get this one?
I would probably take about 80 different takes and then comp them together.
Just pick like the best take, or
Probably pick the best, 40 takes, and then layer them.
oh,
layers.
layer them.
Exactly, yeah.
Nice.
And then that's how you
Like
get
an
the
onion.
sound of the door.
Like an onion.
Exactly like an onion. I mean, a lot of what I do is what Shrek does, Layering onions.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Wait, you use onions in the...
In the Foley work that
I
you
have
do?
used onions in Foley work, not for the door sound though.
What kind of sounds would you make with an onion?
You could make, basically you could cut them in half, and you could do like someone was blowing their nose, you could just cut it in half and then just, it kind of sounds like someone blowing their nose.
Oh, yeah.
So are we talking red onions, golden, yellow, sweet onions?
Well, they all have a little different
onion.
sound.
Green onions.
That's true. So green onions I don't use for very much if it's indoors. Outdoors I would use green onions. Anything else you could use for either or.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
we use
Oh,
green
I know.
onions
You
for
know what they
everything.
say about green onions?
I do.
I know what they say. They say,
I do like the outdoors. I'm a dunk out born outside. Sitting by myself outside, I guess,
Really trying to lay on the guilt, man.
I'm all alone.
Once again, no auto-tune here.
There's no
But he's not giving up on him. He's outside the door like a beaten, rotten dog, just waiting to get any sort of love and acceptance.
Absolutely.
I don't think he's ever had it, really.
You think he's been beaten silly a couple times in his life?
I don't think he's had a lot of love, yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it. After his comedy specials, yeah.
Donkey.
I would say he's been beaten.
Someone's hurt you, Donkey. That much is true.
I love this scene. Shrek's sitting down at the table.
That's
Making
actually the
dinner.
sound of a fish, believe it or not.
Oh,
There's a
that's...
certain kind of fish that makes exactly that sound.
I didn't even hear that sound.
Yeah, when he pulls the wax out of his ear.
Yeah, I didn't even realize.
Yep. It's a fish.
It's a fish?
It's a fish.
Common whitefish. We're talking trout, perch.
Beagle?
It's a beagle.
Beaglefish?
Yeah, beagle fish. That's what I said.
Is that the type you would use?
That's one of the types you could use. Huh. I mean, basically, you just get it in the water, stir it up a little bit so it gets kind of frazzled. You take it out of the water, and if you push it right where the spine would be,
Kind of
Like that?
squish it?
yeah, it kind of does a sound like.
Yeah.
And it that makes that
was
sound.
perfect. You did that perfectly with your mouth. Why even use the fish when you can make noises
There's
like
just
that?
different techniques, I could do it with my mouth. Sure, I could do about anything with my mouth,
And
But,
fun little touch, he uses an ear hair as the wick.
I
Talk
never
about-
noticed that.
Talk about economical. I have tried to no avail for the last several decades to build up wax in my ears. I already have a very waxy buildup. I've tried to get it out in one piece, doesn't work, and it's not the same if you smash it together.
Well, you can't even hear out of your right ear because it's so built.
What?
See? You can't even...
What?
Can you
Because
really
you
not
didn't-
hear him?
You can't hear it.
Hey.
That's why he sits on
Okay,
the side.
hang on a second. You can't just yell at me when I'm in the middle, right here, okay? He's right here. You don't have to yell at him, okay? I mean,
We
come
respect
on.
your feedback.
I thought I was coming on to a professional podcast here, and you start yelling like I'm not right here.
Okay.
But guess what, guys? This is acting, okay? I'm not really mad. I'm not really mad. Go follow my Twitch channel, Nicky Cuckoo.
He was fuming. You were fuming.
I'm ribbing ya. Let's get back to Shrek.
Okay.
I thought I told you to stay outside.
I am outside.
Okay. This is where the havoc
go.
starts.
Well, gents, it's a far cry from the farm, but what choice do we have? Well, it's not home, but we'll do this fine.
Do you want to
You want to learn something fun? Hey,
I'd love to learn something fun.
you already know.
I know.
This little gentleman here, his name is Gordo. We named our son after this little mouse. Our sweet little Gordo. When he was in utero, we were having our ultrasounds. We said, Doc, what are the chances that he's blind? And he said, just like any other chance of any other human being blind, about 60-40 chance. So we took those odds, we rolled the dice, and we chose the name Gordo. I loved it. It's a good, strong Christian name, and a family name at that. And it fit with my newfound love of the Shrek universe. Yada, yada, yada. One thing leads to another. My wife poops him out a couple months later. The doctor said, you have a very happy, healthy, bouncing, perfect vision 20/20 baby boy. We were faced with a conundrum.
Never seen better eyes.
Never seen better eyes. They said that was the star pupil of eyesight. So we were faced with a conundrum. He couldn't keep that name in all integrity with being a perfectly seeing boy. So we had only two obvious choices. We rename him or we blind him. And it was hard. You know what I mean? Some options were more expensive than the other, but everything works out, and we love Gordo. He's with us till this day.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy. I mean, takes a lot for him to get around the house, but we love him.
No! Enough! What are you doing in my house? Hey! Oh, no. Dead broad off the table!
Off the table! You think they had to pay Disney some royalties to use the likeness of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
What?
What?
In a swamp. I put up signs. I'm a
Okay, so we're seeing all these
What do I have to
imaginary fairy tale creatures invading his home. It's a coup. They're
a shit
taking
show.
over the swamp.
It's a coup. Okay, pause it right there. I have a very special, this was requested by Lillian. Thank you, Lillian, for sending in your request. We hear you and we see you.
Unlike Gordo.
Unlike Gordo and the other two Gordos. I have a scene here. This scene specifically, that's why I had you stop it. We have a voice actor here, Foley artist, Viner, yada yada. So we're going to read a scene for you.
Will you take the lead of Pinocchio in this scene?
Easy. Done.
Take creative liberties, whatever you see.
I'm a real boy.
Yeah. Do that.
Yeah.
All right, here's your copy. There's a front, back.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Do you want to? We're gonna fight. I know we're gonna fight over this. Come on.
Okay. We'll do rock, paper, Shrek.
Okay.
Rock, paper, Shrek. Rock, paper, Shrek.
Dang it.
Rock, paper, Shrek. Again.
Dang
rock,
it.
paper, Shrek.
Dang.
Rock, paper, Shrek.
Oh.
Rock, paper, Shrek. Rock, paper, Shrek.
All right. Let's. Okay. Let's keep going. There's the chances of
Rock, paper, Shrek.
Rock, paper, Shrek.
Rock, paper, Shrek.
Rock, paper, Shrek.
Why don't you?
Oh, you got it, dude.
So I will be Shrek.
All right, you do Shrek.
I'm looking forward to this.
You
I'm gonna say
narrate.
that.
I'm Shrek.
I'll narrate and be Donkey.
Donkey. Pinocchio.
Okay. Pinocchio. Okay.
All right, and since we have a professional here, let's really
Let's
give
tone
it
it
our
up.
all,
No,
and maybe we have some voice acting in the future
If
here.
you guys really impress me, I mean, listen, I could get you on a couple little low budget projects we got going on. So
That sounds great.
Yeah.
All right, let's dive in. So where you're at in the movie is where we're at in the script. So
let's give these listeners a good show.
time lapse. Shrek now has the big bad wolf by the collar and is dragging him to the front door.
I live in a swamp. I put up signs. I'm a terrifying ogre. What do I have to go to get a little privacy?
He opens the front door to throw the wolf out. He sees that all the collected fairy tale creatures are on his line.
Oh no! No, no!
The three bears sit around the fire. A Pied Piper is playing his pipe and rats are all running around him. Some elves are directing flight traffic so that the fairies and witches can land, etc.
What are you doing in my swamp?
This echoes and everyone falls asleep. Gasps all heard around. The three fairies inside a tent.
All right, get out of here. All of you move it. Come on, let's go. Hapaya, hey, quickly, come on.
More dwarves run inside the house.
No, not there.
They shut the door on him.
Oh!
Turns to look at Donkey.
Hey, Shrek! Don't look at me! I didn't invite them!
Where were that?
Pinocchio.
What?
Next slide.
By who?
Lord Farquaad, he huffed and puffed and he signed an eviction notice.
Do you want to try that one?
Yeah,
Let's start from there.
Oh, Lord Farquaad, he huffed and he puffed and he signed an eviction notice.
Nice.
All right, who knows where this Farquaad guy is?
Everyone looks around at each other, but no one answers.
Oh, I do. I know where he is.
Does anyone else know where to find him? Anyone at all?
Me.
Anyone?
Oh, pick me. I know where to find him, Shrek. Me.
Okay, fine. Attention. All fairy tale things. Do not get comfortable. Your welcome is officially worn out. In fact, I'm gonna see this guy Farquaad right now and get all of you off my land, back where you came from.
Pause. Then the crowd goes wild.
Oh,
To Donkey.
you're coming with me.
All right. That's what I like to hear, Shrek and Donkey. Two so-what friends off on a whirlwind big city adventure. I love it. Singing, on the road again. Singing, I can't get back on the road again.
What did I say about singing?
Can I whistle?
No.
Can I hum it?
All right, hum it.
Donkey begins to hum, on the road again.
Dude,
And scene.
you nailed it.
You guys killed it.
You nailed it.
You killed it.
Thank you. From who submitted this?
Lillian? Lily?
What a treat. What a fun treat.
We'll have to do more of those. That was great. I love that. We do a read through every weekend after we watch it. Just the script.
To really read between the lines and take notes. Again, really get into the weeds in our Shrek journals, our diaries every day, and then we reflect and compare notes every night. But that's a scene we haven't done in at least 2 or 3 weeks. That was... We had to really dust off the old boots.
And I want to thank you because I don't think we've ever gotten into it as much as we just did as well. So, I want to thank you for really bringing out maybe the future stars inside of us.
I think from one professional to, dare I say, another's, I have to say that you both really, really impressed me, and I would love to have you guys meet with my agent about coming on a few projects that I've got going on.
What's his name? What are you working on?
Anything Shrek related? We'd be great at that.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear they're working on Shrek 5, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna...
Well, maybe they're just skipping one. Maybe
Like the iPhone 8 to 10? Was Shrek 4?
No,
Yeah,
Shrek
maybe.
5. I'm pretty sure. I mean, right? Isn't there 4 Shreks or
3.
There's 3 Shreks.
Okay, well, whatever the next
it could be
Shrek is.
5, yeah.
I mean, but like, we don't count the play or. I mean, Puss in Boots was fun. It's no Shrek 4.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I don't. We'd have to talk to my agent, but
No,
whatever
we don't
the-
even have to talk to him. I know
Well,
it
give
would
him
be.
our card. Give him our card. If there's anything Shrek related, we're in. I think I can speak for
Well,
myself.
let's not pigeonhole ourselves. It can be Shrek related, or it can be related to any sort of donkey or mule. I mean, we're not too
Or Shrek
specific with that.
merchandise.
Shrek merchandise, or
Okay,
even
okay.
some big green giant sort of project in general.
Anything like Farquaad related, castle related, swamp related.
Hell, we'll even take fairies and wood boys with grow noses.
Yeah, I mean, I do have an in with Ashton Kutcher's production company.
Yeah,
So
let him know we're in for anything with a wood boy that can grow his nose.
I'll let him know, but yeah, I mean,
I'm sure there's dozens of projects.
yeah. I mean,
Let's
I've got a ton of stuff I'm doing, so you know.
You want to do questions, or should we?
Let's
get-
roll a little bit. We got some fan submitted questions. I did want to cover a little bit more ground. Let's go ahead and stop it right there. We're hearing chatter, lots of chatter,
from the
deafening.
from the mouse.
I would say, I'm no mathematician, there's at least 5,000 different unique creatures here in the swamp right now.
Absolutely, yep.
How would you create chatter of an audience that big? Are we going to a convention or a movie or midnight mass to capture the voices of that many people?
Okay. I would say a film with this size and budget, okay? And me knowing the inside scooping, inside the industry, I know these kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
I would say they hired one guy to do all the voices. That's the most
budget friendly.
budget-friendly way. I mean, with this size of budget, you know, one guy is going to do it. I mean, I could do all these voices
So-
easy. It's one guy doing all the different voices.
So just does he do kind of just one take at a time, and then you, like you're saying,
We're
layer
doing
them?
5,000
takes?
unique voices and takes?
So
Yeah.
like a Bill Murray type of guy. He
Kind
can
of
do
a-
like thousands of different voices.
Exactly like a Bill Murray. I wouldn't be surprised if Bill Murray's brother did this or something. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I
Sean
mean,
Murray?
me myself, my cousin Mark. You know, he's done a lot of movies you might heard of, Transformers. You know, Daddy's Home. I think that's about it.
Shrek the
but
Halls?
I don't think he was in Shrek the Halls, but
Okay.
I would say
It was a limited.
Here's more of an indie flick.
More of an indie flick.
okay.
Rapid fire. We see a couple characters here.
Yeah.
Do a voice of this little ugly jester boy by the fire.
I'm an ugly gesture.
All right, the Mama Papa.
I love that.
Mom, where's Daddy Bear?
Hey, this little sprite fellow over here by the horse.
Hi, how's it going?
And the fire.
Dude.
I'm surprised I didn't set off the fire alarm.
And then maybe the ambient noise of the swamp.
Let's top it off with a witch.
Absolutely refreshing. And before we hit play, sorry to get off topic here. If you're paused at the same part we see the father bear and the baby bear. Now later in our next episode, we're gonna cover actually what happened with Mama
Yeah,
Bear.
so stick a pin in that.
Stick a pin in that. We're gonna
the old
write that in your
hoard
Shrek
upstairs.
diaries. Hoard it upstairs in your mind, and we'll keep that in mind. Anyways, let's keep going.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Look at his voice just carry. There's power. It's bellowy. It echoes.
Hello. Is that
All
pretty
right,
good?
get out of here, all of you. Move
More like
Hey, don't look at me. I didn't invite them.
Oh gosh, no one invited us.
What?
We were forced to come here.
By who?
Lord Farquaad. He huffed and he puffed and he signed an eviction notice.
You killed that line on the read-through.
That was
Yeah, you really did, Jake.
line for line. Exactly.
You gave it each letter was perfectly pronounced, perfectly worded, perfectly driven by your throat.
I credit it to... Again, it comes back to confidence and belief. My wife has called me a gross pig for so long that I believe it in my heart. I look at my skin, I see it as pink, I see it as just clammy. I'm very large. I have as much rolls and probably back fat as... It's okay. It's okay.
He gets a little more.
I'm okay.
He doesn't like showing
It's
his feelings
good.
in front
It's
of people.
fine.
But
So I really just channeled that into my performance of the pigs. No, it's good. I'm good.
Well, it doesn't help that your wife, when she's angry, you make you crawl around like a little piggy and tape your nose up and make you eat on the floor like a little piggy boy.
The way I see it after this time, maybe I deserve it. Maybe all I deserve is slop. She spits on me a little bit. It's fine, considering on those days she doesn't let me shower either. That's the extent of the moisture that I get. Let's do some fan submissions.
All right.
I'll start. So again, you can email us here at talkingshrek@gmail.com. We got thousands of submissions this time. We only have time for a few. Let's go ahead and jump in. This one is from Hakeem Mohammed of North Carolina. He writes, "Hello, fellow Swampies and full-time voice actor Nick, long-time listener and long-time lover of all things Shrek. I grew up in an orphanage, and a very poor orphanage at that. The orphanage actually closed down, and they relocated all of the children besides me. I was left to my own devices and raised myself outside of a 7-Eleven dumpster. My question for Nick, the Foley artist and voice actor, is, what Foley sounds can I make at home that are major motion production quality?"
Great question.
Thank you, Hakeem.
That's a good question, yeah. All right, what was the name again? Adrian?
Hakeem
all right,
Mohammed.
Okay, whatever your name is. Listen, let me tell you something. You don't have to have all the fancy tools. That $100 microphone I was talking about earlier, you don't need that to make the sounds. All you need is a blade of grass and a lighter, okay? Just see what you can come up with. Be a little creative. I mean...
If you don't have a lighter, look in the kitchen drawers. Usually parents
They're
keep
usually right there,
them in
yeah.
the kitchen
Right in your
drawers.
parents' cupboards, right there. So, I mean, it's not like you have to go crazy with it.
Do you
Just
recommend
be creative.
doing fire inside the home or outside the home if you're using fire for Foley work?
If you're doing it for Foley, absolutely inside. Yeah.
The sound kind of keeps it in.
But what you want to do is turn off the smoke detectors because those are going to go off and ruin the sound. So make sure when you're using fire to turn off the smoke detectors.
Do it when your parents are asleep too. If they're going to get angry at you using lighters, make sure your parents are asleep. Turn off, take out the batteries.
Anything that's going
And
to...
if you're underage, we obviously give you permission to go find their lighters, find the matches.
Just be careful.
Because your dreams are more important. They have home insurance.
Yeah,
They're good.
I mean, listen, my grandparents didn't come to this country just to have their parents tell them, hey, don't use the lighter in the kitchen. You know? Screw them. I mean that. Screw them.
Yeah, and have fun messing around with
Have
your
fun
Foley
with it.
work. Go ahead and submit it as well to talkingshrek@gmail.com. And we'd love to take a listen, maybe even reply to a few. Thanks for the question,
Thank you.
Makeem. This next question is from, sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, Crunchit Shembogrin. Crunchit Shembrogrin. Thank you, Talking Shrek, for all you do for me. Sorry. My question for Nick is, how many sounds have you made in your career?
That's a tough one. Let's start off by defining sound. Okay. There's 3 types of sounds: kinetic sound, tangible sound, and imaginary sound. Okay.
Can you run those back?
Kinetic sound, tangible sound, and imaginary sound. Okay. Now there's really
tangerine sound connects.
Yes.
Like the Legos.
Kinetic. Kinetic.
My friend Tinette.
My friend Lynette.
Kinetic
So we have
sounds.
kinetic,
Tangible, kinetic, and imaginary.
And imaginary.
There's really only 2 kinds of sounds that you can use when doing Foley, okay, or any sound in general, okay. So that you have imaginary, and you have kinetic, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does that answer the question?
I think actually the question was how many sounds have you made in your
how many
career?
sounds have I made? Okay. Well, yeah, okay, that depends on how you define sound. Okay. So we have kinetic and we have imaginary.
I think he just means in like all 3 of the tangible, kinetic,
craggle.
Yeah. Wait, am I getting that
all
right?
the
Hold on.
sounds. I think just in general, maybe even an estimate. I'm sure you haven't kept a tally of how many sounds have you created through your career.
Oh,
100,
okay.
Maybe even give it around 100, 110.
Yeah, like stomping, tongue punch,
even
nose pick.
out of the studio.
Oh, yeah, I would say,
Speaking to your family.
I mean, we're talking 40, 50 sounds, you know what I mean?
Wow, more
Yeah.
than I would have thought.
Yeah, I mean, this
least.
is what I do, you know what I mean? I do things that make people happy, and the way that I do that is by using sounds.
On that note, we wanted to get a few things around the studio and see exactly
Okay.
what sounds you can make with it.
Thank
So,
you guys
yeah.
for your questions.
We got some
Appreciate it.
oats.
And
We got a clothesline clip.
if you guys want more, you can follow me on Twitch at Smile4Nick. That's the number 4. Or you can add me on my OnlyFans, Knick Knack Paddywhack. Okay.
Go ahead and follow them on both, please, guys.
Just off the top of your head, before we even jump in, how many sounds do you think you'll be able to make with these?
With these.
I mean,
We actually did it before you got here. We could make 3 total sounds.
we could do a drum, bop. We could do a shake. Yeah.
And we
And that
could do
was-
a...
I blew on it a little bit.
Yeah.
I bet you with this alone I can make over 80 sounds.
Okay, how about we close our eyes and we guess what sound you just made?
Okay.
Octopus.
I'd
That's
say,
insane.
like a door or a rattlesnake shimmering, shaking it.
What this sound was an orangutan itching its anus.
Do it
Sounds
again.
Similar to mine.
Close your eyes.
I could see that if he like was ramming his anus into like a...
I'm
of
also
bark, yeah.
imagining him behind the glass of the zoo. There's young grade school children there watching him really get a couple knuckles deep in there.
Yes. Yes, that's my whole goal, is what I try to put you in a space, you know what I mean, with sounds. That's one thing sound can do. So, you kids out there listening, be in a different space. Don't be where you at.
How about one more? Take anything from this table,
Anything
just
you want.
make something mind-blowingly wacky.
All right. Check this out. Check this out right here. We got...
I'll censor that out.
Okay. Okay.
We got generic.
We're not
green
promoted
candy.
by... We're not promoted by
We
that.
got candy here, and basically what I'm gonna do is make the sound of a spaceship going at the speed of light. Okay, well you can't even see it. Okay, here we go. Do you guys hear it? Right before it hit the table.
Yeah, I heard that.
Right there, that was a clean one.
Yeah, I can see it, hear it.
I can feel it.
I can feel it.
In my
You should be
blood.
able to feel
I
it.
can feel it in my blood.
Basically, I'm
Guts,
getting
my
it close,
bones.
as close as I possibly can. What'd you guys think?
I thought it was great. Let's keep stomping.
I don't want this night to ever end.
Who knows where this Farquaad guy is?
Oh, I do. I know where he is.
Does anyone else?
So reluctant to accept the help.
Anyone at all?
Who wants to ditch Donkey at this
Anyone?
point?
Oh, pick me. Oh, I know, me.
Okay, fine.
Fine.
Attention all fairy tale things. Do not get comfortable. Your welcome is officially worn out. In fact, I'm gonna see this guy Farquaad right now.
Right now.
All off my land and back where you came
Yeah, it's
from.
almost like a Top Gun speech.
It does the opposite. He thought he was striking fear with this hollow threat, but got him more buy-in from these magical creatures. We saw there were birds draping him with flowers, really crowning him the hero of the swamp.
Yeah, crowning him. I think these people are desperate to go back to their homes. You know, they don't. I mean, how great Shrek's swamp is. I think they're a little homesick.
And they're ready to rally behind a champion.
Mm-hmm. And that man is
Shrek.
Another thing I wanted to point out about this scene is everybody's cheering, right? You got, the one guy doing 1,000 different voices here. We could actually recreate that right now if with a little inside industry secret that only I know of because I am inside the industry.
Mm-hmm.
To get to those voices to sound like 1,000 voices without actually doing it 1,000 times is a little trick. If you need some background noise, what you do is you say walla 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 walla. So what I want to do right now is for us three to say walla walla walla, and it's going to sound like there's 100 people in the room when it's just the three of us.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
on three. 3, 2, 1.
Walla 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 walla.
I think it sounded pretty good. Hey, Mitch, how did that sound?
Can you run it back? Mitch!
Hey,
Put
run the sound back.
Oh, I like what you...
Great job, yeah.
Good.
That sounds really good.
Pretty good, you guys. I might have a project for you after this.
Man, before we close out, I would like to say thank you so much for coming on.